Wallace.
Laurie Mills.
Melissa Morrow.
Mary Elizabeth Kofer.
Victoria Johnson.
Great.
Don Hudson.
Thank you. And the very first thing that we're going to do is public comments, so you'll have to be with us for just a minute. And the public comments will be mostly around Ashley's amazing service to this city. I'll start by saying Ashley is smart, thoughtful, professional, positive, decisive, knowledgeable, caring, a good listener, and an amazing problem solver. It has been my great joy to be on the Parks Commission and having such an amazing city administrator. So I just want you to know that we will miss you.
Wait, what?
This is
This is my last Park Commission meeting with the City of Rollingwood. This is my last week. Friday's my last day.
What about?
what about us? Huh?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, did you consider us in this factor?
I'm sorry. You
Maybe
all
we
are-
should have come to you sooner with how much we like and adore you.
Perhaps. Maybe
We
should have-
decide these things, damn it.
I'm
As
sorry,
you
but what?
should, as you should, yes. So I've accepted another position for the city of Olmos Park as their city manager. It's
We
in
don't
San
even like them.
Antonio. Tell me about it. I'm not sure I do either yet, but it's in the San Antonio area. My husband and I have been looking to relocate back to home, get back towards our families. But I've told everyone if I could drag Rollingwood down there with me, I absolutely would. I've loved my time here. Y'all have been so good to me. It's just been such a joy. The community involvement here is second to none. I'm sure I won't see anything similar to that in my next place.
You're
or
sure?
anywhere
You
I go
pray
after
you
that.
don't see it.
We'll see. So anyways, thank you all so much. I've loved all my time here. The last 5 years have been amazing. And you are in more than capable hands. This team is the best Rollingwood's ever had. And it's just, everyth's going to be fine. Michaela's going to be running more things from now on. And
She's going to be exhausted.
yeah, I think she already is. But she's keeping
Well,
a brave
she's
face
seen
on
behind
it,
the
so-
scenes and she still took the
Yes.
job.
Yes, yeah, no,
Okay.
she's amazing. The whole
Okay.
team has been stepping up. And of course, we'll get a replacement in here, hopefully in the very near future. But thank you all so much. I really
Would
love
you
it.
make sure she doesn't have my phone number blocked?
Of course. I will be sharing all the contacts and all the need to know information. So.
God, we're going to miss you.
We are going to
Thank
miss
you.
you, but we do wish you the best of luck
Thank
because we
you.
want you to be happy.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I'm happy here too, so that's why it's so hard. But
I know, that's
thank
going to
you
be
all.
fun going home.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice to be closer. So we spend most weekends in San Antonio, so we feel like we're
Do
commuting
you?
all
Oh.
the time. So we just thought it'd be easier. But thank you all so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank
Ashley.
you, Ashley.
Well, these are congratulations, because we know we've trained you really well, but they are very lucky to have you. So I will
Trained her or
pass. You
broken
come
her?
get your buntini first. You get to choose whatever. I hope they have a buntini store near you.
I hope so too. Oh, thank you all so much. Y'all are so
But
sweet.
here you go.
Okay. These are so cute. Thanks,
And
you
then
guys.
everyone is invited to
Wait,
come grab one. But-
Michaela's next.
I know.
We gotta start.
That's right.
We gotta let the suck
But
up.
let me pass these down, and everybody can have one. And here's a napkin too. Pass napkins this way.
I'll wait until after you guys
All these New Year's resolutions.
Thank you. Any other words? Thank yous.
Thank you.
I say a quick word about Ashley.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Ashley, observing her at park commission meetings, she's awesome. But to see her at city council meetings where they're dealing with ordinances and legalities and historical precedents, and sometimes it just seems like common sense, she's really amazingly talented, and we have been so fortunate to have her. And I know we'll miss her. And I attend city council meetings from time to time, and Ashley's there. Anytime the city council can't figure out what they're doing, they ask Ashley, and she knows. So, Ashley, you will be missed for sure.
Oh, thank you so much for that, Don. I really appreciate it. I'll miss all of you guys so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, let's move on to our minutes. We have do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Great. Second?
I'll second it.
Any questions, discussion? Great. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Great. Terrific. All right. Before we get to the Eagle Scout project, we have one more duty, and that is to elect a chair of the Park Commission.
I nominate Melissa Morrow.
Second.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I will agree to do it for one more year, and then
It's 2-year terms.
yeah. So well, this will be my second year. So I'm just warning you that if you don't show up to the meeting next January, you won't be it.
Ooh, that's just mean.
Has it already been?
So
a full
Dawn,
year?
you do count as being here, but
Do what?
Has it already been a full year?
Yes.
Really?
Do we trust her?
it went really fast. All right. Well, our next agenda item is Eagle Scout project. Would you like to present your project?
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present.
Introduce your name and your address.
We're excited to hear about it, buddy.
Yeah.
My name is Weston Bain. I live in 400 Vale, and I'm just gonna start. I have a little bit on my phone. Sorry.
I do that all the time.
Your name is Weston May?
Bain.
B-A-I-N.
You're a Bane?
Shelley,
There's Shelley.
Oh, I didn't even recognize you. How wonderful. That's wonderful.
Good afternoon, commissioners and city staff. Thank you for the opportunity to present my Eagle project today and let me have service for the city. I'm Weston Bain. I'm a lifelong Rollingwood resident, and I'm in BSA Troop 31. I'm currently in 9th grade at St. Michael's, and I'm here to present a potential Eagle Scout project. This project's important to me because I played at Rollingwood Park since I was a kid, just much like other kids in the community, and I would really love an opportunity to give back. So, starting off the presentation, on the first page of the ones y'all had out, it should say page C at the bottom, and it's a description of the project. I'm sure you're all aware of the trails in the upper park and how the border stones have been sinking a little bit recently. So my project aims to take them out, clean them so that they are like looking better and don't have as much dirt and stuff on top of them, and then we will put more material into the trenches they were in and then put them back so they're raised up and cleaner. This is beneficial to y'all in the park because it will improve the quality of the trails, making safety higher quality, protecting against erosion in the future so this won't happen again soon, aiding the drainage system, and preserving the beauty of our park. I'm hoping to start this project the first or second week of February, and I think it will take either first weekend of February. And I'm hoping it will take either 2 or 3 weekends to complete. And the only reason it will take 3 is because there might be a weekend where we're not able to. So I'm hoping for it to start and end in February. The latest it would go is probably early March. On the second page, y'all have page D. At the top of it, it says that I would need around 6 to 8 people to complete this. And that seems like a low amount, but that's because it's difficult to anticipate turn-up rates at these projects because the amount of people that are able to go is not consistent, and the amount of people in the troop who are active is more consistent but still not super consistent. And I'm recruiting these people from my troop, my friends in school or out of school, and my family if they're able to. And I think the most difficult thing would be maximizing availability by times of day and what weekends we do it, keeping groups of close friends focused. So that's, I think, manageable. It's just going to be one of the struggles. And explaining how to carry out tasks to younger kids and enabling them to do said tasks. And for the materials, the only thing I really need from the park, which is also the main material I need, is sand to fill in the holes. And I can bring all of the supplies, which is water, food, a first aid kit, gloves, and a trash bag. All of those are things that I can cover. And for the tools, there is one thing that I specifically need from the park, and I'm just going to mention it when I get to it on the list. I'm thinking of bringing brooms, a trench shovel, a wheelbarrow, which is the thing I was hoping to be able to get from the park, a stone rake, cleaning brush, buckets, a crowbar, a tamper, but we're also thinking about using just a 2x4 because the area is better suited to the trenches. The stake, a rope or string to pull across to make sure the level is right, and a tape measure. And the other needs, I don't really have that many. The only one I can think of is just the permission of the city council and parks department to go through with this project. And that's the main bulk of the presentation. Are there any questions?
Weston, I think it's beneficial to tell them a little bit about your meeting with Izzy and Dawn.
That's true. I met with Mr. Para and Mr. Hudson a week or so back, and I also met with you there, and we just went over the process for moving the stones and thought about how to group it up, and we decided that 2 or 20 feet at a time would be good, and we're looking at certain areas of the park, a lot back here, or a lot behind the baseball fields in that area is good, and next to the playground I've noticed personally some areas where they're down. And we also decided that the person for approval on this would be Mr. Para, but that's negotiable.
He would sign off on the project when it's completed. But Izzy was very excited about it. He was the one who offered to bring him in sand and the wheelbarrows and whatever he needed. Dawn was super helpful because, as you know, Dawn did several stones up by the butterfly garden, so that was helpful to give Weston an idea of what it takes. And so he's done all his due diligence in understanding the project and how to move forward and what needs to be done.
Are there any more questions?
Weston, I will tell you that what I like about your project is that you're helping us to keep this trail more sustainable. You're not creating workforce, and you're not just doing workforce, but what you're doing will help to maintain that trail in the future. And I think that's a wonderful Eagle Scout project for you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
I hope that everything gets approved and you get to get started on it.
I hope so too.
Weston, can you make one promise to us that you won't just remove a whole bunch of the rocks and then get tired and your friends bail on you and none of them get moved back, so that if you did maybe like 1 or 2 rocks at a time so that you keep straightening them up? But that would be my only concern, would be that we get it all removed and then it's a lot tougher project than we thought it would be, and we don't get them back in place.
They will be put back. I'll make sure of that.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
May I comment?
Sure.
Let's see, I have, I mentioned to Weston that I'd be happy to meet with him and his group when they begin and just do a little quick demo of how I set that up. And Chad, what I did when I raised 9 stones in front of the butterfly garden, and I basically pulled the stones out of the ground and laid them just like they were on the trail. So I didn't just throw them any old which way, any place. So I'm confident that they can get them back where they go. It's just a process. But I would like to meet with you on that. And also, I think there's, I don't know if you've decided which areas you're going to work on and how many running feet of border you're going to work on. So I guess that's probably up to you to an extent, but you probably should clear that with Lori or me or Izzy.
We talked about those areas behind the bleachers over there right before you approach the butterfly garden. And I mean, there's
Right.
several areas around there. So yeah, if you'll just, I mean, you know what areas we're looking at, and once you identify those with your group. The only other question I have is for Steve. Steve, none of those weekends are a problem with softball, correct?
I mean, there might be some practices going on,
Okay.
but it wouldn't be games
Perfect.
where a lot of people are out there.
Perfect.
I have another question. When you do these projects, and I'm not familiar with Eagle Scout projects, but is it required of you for the scouting thing, for you to document it as far as taking photographs of the project as you go?
Yeah, I am supposed to take photographs of before and after, and during is not like technically required, but it's something that really helps with it.
I think it would be great to see.
Yeah, we'd love to see that when you're done, if you don't mind sharing those photos.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, great, thank you.
You know, another thing is that as far as determining, maybe the scope of the job could be determined after you spend a weekend. And if you get, 20 feet of trail border rework in a weekend, you might plan the scope of the job to accommodate the time that you feel you can get your people together. It took me 2.5 hours to do 9 stones, and I kind of weed eated and did some other stuff to the trail. So you might think in terms of maybe, I don't know. You'll want to
Well, Weston, you're a lot
figure out
stronger
the
than
scope of the
Don,
project.
so just keep that in mind.
And younger.
And younger.
And you'll have help, so
Yeah.
you'll be fine.
Yeah.
We are
And
planning.
Izzy has already said he would weed eat before,
Oh, great.
so he'll just share with Izzy what he's got planned for that weekend, and Izzy will make sure that the crew sometime Thursday or Friday edges that area. So that'll take some time off as well.
The only last thing that I would say is safety. So obviously any tools that you are using, make sure y'all are being careful and you know how you're supposed to. I know that's part of Boy Scouts. And also just coning off areas while there's a hole on the side or anything that someone could turn an ankle on or anything like that. So just, I'm sure you have a safety plan in here, but that's, I mean, at the end of the day, we want the stones to be great, but if someone gets hurt, it would be really bad. So,
That's a really good point, because people will be using the trail while you're doing this project, so make sure you keep everything to this side that you're working on.
and I'm sure Mr. Parra can get you some cones, just so you kind of make it so that people don't come around while you're working.
It'll also make your work more efficient if you don't have to dodge people, so.
My main concern with working with the stones is they weigh 30 or 40 pounds each. And it'd be real easy to mash a finger. And that's part of the reason I want to demonstrate how I had to mess with it a little bit to come up with a procedure for getting them out that wasn't dangerous. So we'll walk through that when you begin, and the people that are working with you can observe that also. That is my main concern. I think the tools that you use are generally pretty safe, but those stones are big and heavy. So that's all I got.
Steve?
Oh, you mentioned using a tamper. If Izzy and his crew doesn't have one, we have one for our fields. You can borrow it.
Oh,
I
nice.
really appreciate that.
Thank you. Thanks.
How does he get access to that?
Well, I guess whoever you're working with through Izzy's got my information, or someone with the city can definitely get a hold of me, and once you set the weekend you're gonna be there, I can get it out for you.
And this is Mr. Ferguson.
Okay.
Mr. Frank.
Frank.
Mr. Frank. Why did I say Ferguson? Who's Steve Ferguson?
That's all right.
Too many
That's-
things
that's
going
head-
on in my
that's
mind.
head of
Sorry
soc-
about
that's head of
that.
soccer. He's head of
I know.
softball.
I know, okay.
So Ashley, technically, so if we make a motion and pass it, does it still have to go to city council or not?
I have to double check. I believe it would, and unfortunately, we've missed the deadline for this week's council meeting. But we will work with y'all on getting something scheduled. They may need to have, they are likely gonna have a special meeting before the next meeting. But I have to check and see if this even needs to go.
I thought last time when we discussed this in December, you said it wouldn't require that since it wasn't a new
If
project.
it's not a new project, it may not. Since it's more of a maintenance project, that's what I wanna double check.
Can you let us know this
I don't
week?
think so.
Before you
of
leave?
course, Absolutely. We will get that answer.
Great, thank you.
All right, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Great. Motion to approve the Eagle Scout project as in the packet.
And I'll second that.
Great. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Great. Motion
Thank you,
passes.
Weston.
Good luck.
Thank you for your time
So
today.
Go get 'em.
Ashley will follow up with you on what's required from city council.
Will do.
Great.
Do you want a that, okay?
Yeah, you've earned it, so please come grab one if you
I
want one.
appreciate it, but I'm okay.
Shelley, you're also welcome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank y'all.
congratulations. Good luck. I hope you get good weather.
Yeah.
All right. So I went to the RCDC meeting last night. I'm just going to give you a quick update. They are really excited about the idea of sort of planning out giving money to us on a regular
Yes.
basis.
Wonderful.
They have $700,000 now. Tom Farrell, who was here a minute ago, he got to pitch his stuff before I did, which was some interesting other things. But I do think we have the opportunity to do some really positive things. I basically shared with them what our process has been on determining projects, which is a really great chance for me to sort of wrap up. So again, about a year ago, we started generating this list of things that we wanted to do. And those top 5 were erosion at the field house, erosion around the pavilion, addition of trees and plants, improved safety and parking at the upper fields, excuse me, and then improvements to the walking trail. We've completed the erosion thing around the pavilion. Ashley told me that they're about to go out to bid for the field house wall,
The retaining wall.
the retaining wall.
Okay.
And then the addition of the trees and plants, we are going to send out to get 3 bids for the planting for the trees. Do we have 2 or 3 of you guys who want to be on the committee, or did we already make that to be the tree people?
I thought
It's
we wouldn't go with the original.
yeah. We already have a committee for that.
Yeah, okay,
Oh.
great. So just as we move forward with getting the bids, let's make sure that committee can maybe walk out there with them.
Okay, I have a question on the bid process. Do we have to accept the low bid? Because I think when I went to the original people, which was Mas Verde, I went to them specifically because I knew that the work that they've done in the past, I knew the quality of their work, and that the plants, the things that they've done, it's there years later.
I
So,
don't think we have to select low bidder.
Okay,
I
so-
don't think that's how.
I think you just have to get 3 bids so you know you're not, you know
Right.
you're in a
running
reasonable
afoul
zone.
of any state. Yeah,
Okay.
state purchasing laws.
okay, very good,
Yes.
all right.
And
All
we'll
right.
talk to Izzy about getting those additional quotes. We have to contact historically underutilized businesses, so there's a way we can go in and find out, you know, who those are, reach out to them for quotes, and give them a reasonable amount of time, and then we can get back to you on.
Okay, very good. All right.
Hey, may I comment here?
Go ahead, Don.
I think what we should do, since we have a bid from Mas Verde, we should take and he quantified the items in his bid pretty well. And we could get a bid that was a whole lot lower, but it may not have all the bells and whistles and trees and under shrubs and irrigation. I think we should take, and as we make a proposal, a request for proposal, we specify how many trees, how many smaller shrubs, and irrigation systems, so that we wind up having the bids all covering a
Apples to
similar
apples.
scope of work. I mean, they might choose different trees and so on and so forth, but I think it would be only fair to Mas Verde to make sure that people quote on a similar scope of work that he's quoted on. And I'd also like to say, in my talking to Mas Verde and dealing with them a little bit on the trees thing, they just exude professionality and knowledge about their work. So those are my thoughts.
Thank you. So that's where we are on the, so I told them where we are on that project with the trees and plants. And then I told them a little bit about the research that we've done on the walking trail, and that we do have a Boy Scout, Eagle Scout project that was being presented to work on some of that. That in general, we weren't necessarily moving forward with a full redo at the $250,000 to $500,000 cost for redoing the trail. So we're looking at our options on more affordable ways to sort of improve it. And then lastly, I mentioned that we really haven't talked any more about the improved safety in the parking and upper fields. that might be the next area that we look at as a group of, you know, what do we think we could do to improve that, those parking areas and the safety around them. Because we have these other 3 projects in, you know, in queue, I don't think we should really make too much in terms of a plan for that parking area yet. Let's get through these 3 projects and hopefully they'll finish. I'm hoping by June, maybe. It'd be really great if we could get some of this stuff in and going by the spring, but
Wouldn't the safety be an issue we discuss with the police? It's not really our domain.
I think it's more than that, actually. You know, I walk that parking lot sometimes in the mornings, and I think, for one thing, that I put parking lot, I think it should be leveled. I think we could do a grading on it. I think that would be an issue as far as pedestrians walking through there. I think we're talking about bigger things as far as safety. You're thinking of
I'm thinking of car
automobiles and so
break-ins
forth.
and things like that.
And I think we're also considering pedestrian and automobile safety also. Wasn't that a consider, when we talk about safety, what exactly were we looking for there?
Yeah, I don't think it's as much break-ins as it is
I guess I wasn't here for that conversation.
parking and being able to do it smoothly and efficiently and without backing into a pedestrian or a ball player or something
Oh, you're
like that.
talking about the parking, I'm
Parking
thinking
in
of this
the-
parking lot.
No,
That parking
yeah.
lot we've been dealing with,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
The-
yes.
the
I
gravel
totally agree
parking
that needs
stuff
to be
back there in the
reworked,
back,
yes.
yeah.
Okay, I got you.
it's just been an unorganized parking area, dirt,
Yeah.
with stones thrown out, you know, for a long
Well,
time.
it's a parking lot with no plan.
Exactly.
So we
Yeah.
just need
And no
to
flow.
reorganize that.
Yep.
And we had been
Totally
working
agree.
on that, and we had actually spent some time on that when they decided to put, somebody wanted to put a cookie store up there. And
Milk and cookies.
yeah, we were talking about trying to find more, we were tasked with finding more parking spaces, when then it was decided maybe we should consider a cookie shop. And then that would have taken up our parking spaces, then we never came back to the parking up there again. I
So-
was afraid to.
Yeah, I
Next
agree,
meeting,
yes.
that'll be our next area to
Okay.
sort of start thinking about. Hopefully the other projects will get.
I agree. Let's do well on the first
3
three
that we
and
And
then
that
we'll
makes
move
sense
down to
anyway,
that.
because
Yeah.
Mosperity or whoever does the trees will be working in that area. We wanna kinda wrap that up and see what we have.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Exactly. So that's what I told RCDC, that we, you know, that's probably the area that we might be asking for money for next year, is helping with that. And then really, once we finish that, we might want to look at, okay, what are the next 5 things that we wanna do? So think about, you know, maybe in June, we do again sort of a generation of what are the projects that we're thinking about, we think would be important to do
What
in part.
fun. That is, I love it.
Let's get
things
these
done.
3 done.
Yes.
Let's get these 3 done, and then, but it feels really good. I feel like we've made some good progress. And that's it on the update for RCDC. Western Hills Little League softball, do y'all have anything?
Steve, anything?
Registration's ongoing.
When is
I
the
can-
first
yeah,
weekend
let
of
me-
games?
I'll just give you dates, tentative dates. Registration's gonna end in about week and a half. We look, depending on teams, practices should begin week of February 3rd or February 10th. And then first game will be probably the March 1st weekend. So we'll get probably 1 game in before spring break.
Yeah.
We'll be off for both weekends of spring break. And then we'll be off for Easter weekend. And then we should end around May 10th weekend.
Okay.
And then Little League usually kind of coincides.
Yep.
They will probably definitely go longer than May 10th because of all-star stuff. We do have a couple coaches in softball potentially talking about all-stars this year, so we might go a little longer also, but that hadn't happened the past 2 or 3 summers, so we'll see about that.
Great.
But that's
Registration numbers look okay?
yeah, they're all right, but
Okay.
a lot of people sign up late.
Yeah.
School just kind of came back, you know, the things are in the newsletters, so hopefully we'll get more here shortly. It
Great.
always seems like it ends, and then there's
Mm.
like 30 other people that say, oh, I missed it, and sign me up, so it's, We'll see.
Good luck.
And can we do a reminder about etiquette around practices? You know, if there's a practice going, no dogs, you know, just, okay,
Of course. We can look back at how we've done that.
Yeah.
I think we've put maybe signs up for the first couple weeks or something.
Yeah.
We try to
I think so.
carve
Yeah.
signs, but I think that'd be helpful.
yeah. It's just nice to help people remember how it works.
Okay.
Great. All right, terrific. So discussion next steps for rolling with tree planting. Basically, we had that discussion earlier. So if anybody has anything they want to add to it, remind me who is on the tree committee.
It's me, Dawn, and
Diana. Okay. So Ashley or Michaela will get in touch with you probably in the next few weeks just to kind of, if she needs you to look back over the bid and who we're going to reach out to.
So is it city council that makes the final determination who to go with, or is that city?
Oh, good
That's
question.
a good question. I'd have to look back and see what the enabling resolution said.
Will they
It-
get like
I
recommendations
think we'd
and
like
portfolios?
probably a recommendation from the park commission, so maybe ideally we'll get with that small group before the next park commission, get a recommendation formally at the next park commission meeting and take that to the next city council meeting. I think that would be the best way to go about it.
And then out of the people submitting bids, are they required to submit portfolios and recommendations from other people they've done projects
If
for?
we were doing, like, if we do a formal bid process, we probably would ask for that. In this case, if we're just asking for, you know,
A bid.
we're giving them basically a scope, and we will pretty much use the Mossverde quote.
Yeah.
Obviously pull out all of their information, but use that as kind of a structure. Here's the information we're looking for. So we can ask for a little bit of that background information, but we probably won't do the full, you know, submit a full report of, you know, who all is your team and what have you done in the past. But we can ask at least for some previous projects to kind of see their work record.
Great.
And will the bid for the wall also come back to us, or?
I don't know that one will, because it has already been approved for funding. So I believe we'll just, at that one, we'll probably go with, honestly, like, lowest responsible bidder in that one. And the reason we're going out for bid, we originally bid this around $30,000. We got one quote that was for over 50, which is what triggered the bidding process. And so we're just being extra safe by going out through that bidding process. We could, you know, possibly throw that one out and go back out and get more bids, but I think it's safer now that we've received a higher bid to go through that process. So I believe city council would be the final say, but if we get that all before a park commission meeting, before a council meeting, you know, we'd love to bring that back too, just to show you all of the bids we got.
Yeah, we're happy to review it and at least make a recommendation.
Awesome. Yeah, we don't want to delay it. If we, you know, if we
Oh,
were
yeah,
to get it
yeah.
right before, we don't want to slow it down any further, but if we have the opportunity, we'll do that.
Great, awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
May I comment on the tree business?
Sure.
If anybody would like any help putting together that request for proposal, be happy to sit down with anybody and wade through that. It's not complicated, but I'd be happy to help if needed.
Sounds great. Thank you, John.
Yep.
All right. Park Commission financials through December 2024. Anyone have any questions? The police report, anything going on in the park?
Someone got a computer stolen.
Out of their car in the parking lot?
That's what made me think that's
Oh,
what you were saying.
So, right,
Gotcha.
right, yeah.
When you said safety, I thought that,
Yeah.
not the other part, the other lot up by the
I'll
field.
reiterate this as a public service announcement for anyone who's watching Atway. Over my last 11 years, the only cars that get broken into have valuables sitting
In
on
plain sight.
in plain sight. So please do not leave valuables in your car.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. The next meeting is scheduled for
February 11th.
February 11th. Is everybody able to come? I know.
I cannot, and that concerns me because of the tree project. I don't know what to do. I leave
Can
town.
you come via?
I'm gonna be in San Miguel.
Oh no. Okay, so maybe you can't.
No.
You can make recommendations though. We'll send the packet to you, and if you have thoughts or recommendations, you can write them and formally send them to the board.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Perfect. Okay.
And next month it works out better, the timing between this meeting and council, so everything
Great.
all of you will be able to get on to the next council meeting.
Good.
Do we anticipate that we'll have bids on the trees by then?
We possibly could. I mean, we just have to contact vendors, so we don't have to go through as formal a process. So if they get them all back to us, and I mean, we can even give them a reasonable time frame. And if we don't get any more, at least we've done our due diligence and reached out. So I think that's reasonable. Izzy will probably be the one managing that. So of course, given his time schedule, hopefully he can get that done. But yeah, we should be able to.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right. Anything else? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
There you go, I'll second it.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Don, for
Aye.
coming.
That is record
Right.
time,
Thanks,
my
Dawn.
friends. Record time.